Hello everyone. Today we have Nandy Chess with us. This is the second episode of the new series I started, where I sit down with the people who live inside and the outside of the chess world. So Nandhini is a chess arbiter, a chess coach, and a chess player. And you might be wondering why I'm wearing a suit, because she is my favorite streamer. Did I forgot to mention that she is also a Twitch streamer? She is an amazing streamer. And then, can you tell us more about yourself?
I think you have already told most part of it.
You know,
But yeah, everything Prince has just mentioned. And yeah, along with that, I like physical sports, I like swimming, I like table tennis, I like drawing and photography. I mean, yeah, everything. I mean, I try to do everything I can.
Nandini is like very versatile, and if you follow her on Instagram, you will know that she's a motivational speaker, a cook, and her YouTube is a combination of everything except for the chess.
I do have a chess YouTube channel separately, so
Yes, yeah, that's true. And once you told me that your life is full of you are not a chess is not your life. Chess is just a part of your life. You said something like that. I don't remember properly.
yeah.
And yeah, and I've been trying to open Instagram on my PC. I cannot open it. Yeah,
Yeah, you got it right. You got it right.
so Nandini is actually so we are today going to sit down and try to understand the Nandy chess and the Nandini, how they are two different from each other. So Nandini, can you tell us how did you get into the chess?
Yeah. So I began playing when I was about 8 to 8.5 years old. I don't remember exactly. I began along with my younger brother, who is less than 2 years younger than me. So my father was very much passionate, and he's even right now very passionate about chess. And yeah, he wanted us to play chess. And I think one reason was because it's a very risk-free sport. There's no chance of getting hurt, falling down, hurting ourselves. So, he would always be calm. Okay, we've gone to play a chess tournament. There's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, so I'm sure he didn't have heard about Bobby Fischer or Paul Murphy.
No, the point is chess is a very, it's not a completely physical sport, right? I mean, we require energy, but we're not risking anything. We just sit in
Yeah,
one place. And yeah, it's safer comparatively.
yeah, compared to other sports, it's a safer.
Yeah.
So body, of course, you are not going to hurt yourself while playing chess. So
Yeah.
Nandini, how did you become Nandy Chess? So how did you become a chess streamer?
Hmm. Okay. First, I became Nandy in ninth or 10th standard. A good
Okay.
friend of mine, he just asked me, like, shall I call you Nandy? I was like, all right. So then everybody started calling me Nandy. Then in college, people called me Nandy everywhere. They didn't know my real name was Nandhini. Like, it was all Nandy everywhere. So then it's very short, right? So then I use it as a username. So Nandy Chess became Instagram. Actually, I made it Nandy Chess when I was going to start streaming. And
Okay.
on YouTube, actually, first it was because of the YouTube channel. I had another name, some rainbow salt, something I had on
Yeah.
Instagram. I really like the word rainbow salt. I think it was rainbow salt 64 or something. But then, because I started streaming and making videos, I realized I need to have a proper ID and have it at on all platforms. So Nandy Chess was something that connected to me because I'm be doing more of chess and my username and be easy to find me anywhere. So then I became Nandy Chess on Instagram. Then I made a Twitch account and then Twitter and everywhere it's Nandy Chess now.
Okay. So how did you start streaming?
Streaming in particular, you mean on Twitch or YouTube?
Overall, like
Overall,
whenever
okay,
you first
because
decided to start streaming.
okay, so the first thing is my brother, I, and Anurag. I think you all know. My brother is CM, candidate master, and Anurag is a grandmaster. So we three decided to start a YouTube channel together. and well, post videos. And in that process, well, live streaming also comes along with it, right? So you can post separate videos or live stream. So we were trying things out, and yeah, we just started live streaming on the YouTube channel. It was basically only chess streams. We used to stream the main, the top events, the top tournaments for 4 or 5 hours continuously, and we got very good response. And in the meantime, in those couple of months, I decided to start my own Twitch channel. So then I gave myself a birthday gift and I started on my birthday streaming on Twitch. The channel was my gift. And yeah, it's been 2 years since then.
So, no, recently, what are your thoughts on the recent chess boom?
Pardon?
What are your thoughts on recent chess boom? The chess boom happened during the
Ah,
pandemic. Yes.
yeah, I think the pandemic has actually helped chess boom a lot because a lot of people are at home, they could not go out, and then they took up chess. And then also, along with the pandemic, the Queen's Gambit, I think, was very
Yes.
much helpful. People have watched the Queen's Gambit, they got inspired, they started playing chess, they got to know about chess. So yeah, the pandemic and the Queen's Gambit, I think I would really be thankful to. Oh, no, actually, those are wrong wordings. I wouldn't put it that way. Pandemic is not something I'm thankful to. No, not really. But it's something positive that came out of it.
So recently, and I started playing chess during the pandemic, and so we like there are many other people like me who didn't knew anything about chess. How was the chess scene in India? So can you tell us how was the chess scene before the pandemic happened?
Yeah, chess is actually a very popular sport in India. Uh, we have loads of tournaments. Prior to the pandemic, we've anyway had good amount of tournaments in India. I think in the past 10 years, we're in 2022, actually past 8 years or 6 to 8 years, the number of tournaments actually increased a lot. Before that, the number of tournaments were very less comparatively. You had to, go very far off even to play tournaments. But then I think now after the pandemic, a lot of new organizers have taken up international events and they're conducting a lot of events. And now we have the Olympiad that has also come here,
Yes.
so it's definitely going to boom even a lot more.
Yes. So since you talked about Olympiad, so you know, what are your thoughts on India having a two teams in Olympiad?
Fantastic, right? I mean, one team itself is what happens every year because we do go and play the Olympiad. And this time, since we are hosting, you get an extra team, you get two teams.
Yes.
And yeah, I don't know the total number of participants, the number of teams. If it becomes an odd number, then hopefully we can also get the third team in each category I'm talking about,
Mm-hmm.
because open and women. So total we have four teams at the moment. Hopefully we can make it a six. We'll have to just wait and see.
So, your thoughts. What is the one thing you love about the chess?
One thing I love about chess. I think there are a lot of things. One thing is it actually helps us be a lot more patient, and we have to
Yes.
patiently wait for the opponent to make a move. It's not that we just make a move and it just goes very fast. So patience is one thing. And secondly, I think this is something I discussed with Anuradha very recently on the Olympic channel. It teaches us to respect our opponent because we got to really wait for the opponent to make a move. We got to show some respect there. We can't just go and continue our moves. We'll be lost. um, and yeah, another thing, I think this is about all sports, by the way, about never giving up. I think that's something I really look up to because it really helps with keeping a good attitude. And overall, I'll just mention something I really love about chess or any other sport. I am basically with all kinds of sports. It teaches us a lot about life, basically discipline, hard work, consistency. I think that all, even if you don't attend school, which while you don't learn too much in school in this regard, through sports you learn a lot. So yeah, it teaches a lot about life and helps bring up, I think, a lot of good qualities which are really required to go forward in life in general. Things that are not taught in school.
So Since I asked what is the one thing you love about chess, and it's mandatory to ask this question. So what is the one thing you hate about chess?
What I hate about chess. I wouldn't say I hate too much. I don't hate anything too much. But there's one thing, it's like when we play tournaments, classical tournaments. I
Yes.
don't hate it. It's actually good. But the point is, when you play online chess, we lose one game
Yes.
or we're on a losing streak. We can continuously go and play another game
Yes.
and fulfill ourselves. Okay, I'm fine now. But in a classical tournament, suppose you've been in a winning position and you lose it, you mess it up. And then you have one round a day, and then you have the whole day, you'll be cursing yourself, and then your mood is off, and then you have to wait for the next day to, go and blast on the board, to relieve the pressure. I mean, whatever you're feeling. So it's negative as well as a positive, but that's, that period of time, I'm sure no chess player really likes.
Yeah. Like something like this ever happened to you? Like you have lost to a really overrated player, and you are like, damn it, yeah, how can I lose to this person?
Yeah, I mean, it happens, right? It happens to everybody. I mean, I have lost. I mean, everybody loses to somebody much lower, especially in chess. It may not
Yes.
happen too much in other sports because in other sports you get chances. Suppose table tennis, you have another point, another set, and then you have the match at the end. So you have a lot of chances, but in chess, you don't have chances. So, you make one blunder, there's a possibility you're taken advantage of and you can lose the game. So, yeah, it happens in chess and we can't do anything about it. We do feel that way, but at the end, we know that we made the mistake. We got to analyze and come back stronger the next round.
That's actually a really great advice. Not gonna lie. And how did you become a chess arbiter from a chess player? Yeah. Like most of the people like who play chess, they want to become a grandmaster. They don't think about ever becoming a chess arbiter. And so, how did you become a chess arbiter?
Actually, I think I had taken a break from chess in between. And then after my 12th, when I reached college, I wanted to play chess again and I just played a tournament after a few years. And then I somehow, my mom is an arbiter, by the way. So
Okay.
I somehow uh, felt like I also wanted to become an arbiter. For one reason is I love teaching, though arbitrating is not teaching, but I love managing and keeping discipline and solving problems of other people. I really love doing that. And yeah, so being an arbiter, that's something that attracted me. But I was just 17 years at that point of time when I was in college.
Mhm.
So you really could not give the exam. I think now you can become a national arbiter even if you're younger, above 16. But at that point of time, I don't think that was possible. So then after a few years, I think that was 4 years back, I gave the exam and
Mhm.
finally took my step towards it. It took me how many years? I think I thought about it when I was 17, but then I finally took a step, I think after 6, 7 years. But I did it whatsoever.
So you said you took the exam. It's a like arbiter. You to become arbiter, you have to give exam. So what kind of questions they ask in this kind of exam?
Yeah, so basically, being an arbiter is like being a judge, right? You have to give a
Yes.
decision. So, the point is, first of all, they'll ask you chess questions, of course, because you have to know about chess. And they ask you questions about, this situation and what will be your decision, why will it be a decision. So, you'll have to explain yourself.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, just giving an exam doesn't make you an arbiter, though. A FIDE arbiter, I'm a FIDE arbiter. So you got to give the exam and then you got to be an arbiter in national, international events. So you get your
Mhm.
norms and then you send your application to FIDE. And then if they approve it, whenever they approve it, then you'll be a FIDE arbiter.
Okay, it's like giving a critical reasoning exam.
Yeah.
So So last chess question. It's a really controversial one, but you have to answer it. There is no answer like I don't want to know answer it, no comments. Every chess player is great. Those kind of questions will not work to this question. And you have to answer this one. According to you, who is the greatest chess player of all time?
That's actually pretty easy. I mean,
Okay.
I wouldn't say greatest because I believe every player is great in their own way. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because every era is different. Like, nowadays we have computers and, a lot of resources that are helping us improve. But if you go 2 centuries back, they didn't have anything. They had to use their minds continuously. It was just them.
Yes.
So I'm not going to say greatest because I honestly respect players of the previous centuries more than now, to be honest, because they put in a lot more hard work. It was not easy for them. Life is a lot more easier for us. But greatest in a way of, strongest, and the way I respect somebody a lot for their play, Magnus Carlsen.
So this is a very controversial question, and most of like many people say Magnus only winning because he knows the games of Fischer and Kasparov. If they were in a
No.
death battle, the Kasparov might win,
Uh,
or the Fischer will win if they had the
No,
resources Magnus had.
Fisher, yes. By the way, Fisher is also somebody I put in the super genius category. But since he's not here, so I'm going to take
Yes.
Magnus, of course. But Fisher is also in the same category. But Magnus for a reason, because he's not just he's basically a player who can grind, 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 and win. He doesn't need preparation, and that's the beauty. That's why I've taken Magnus. He doesn't need to know what the opponent plays, the preparation, nothing. He'll still grind. He'll just go round and round the bush, and he'll then checkmate you. So,
Yes. Yeah,
yeah,
recently I have watched Gotham's recaps of Magnus game, and in two games he played H4 as an opening, and still
yeah,
won. like
exactly,
like he
exactly. He doesn't
played that
need
again.
anything.
Yeah, he's just there to break all the rules.
Yeah, he does not need anything. So that's the reason. I mean, he's so strong that I think a lot of players, top players in the world, even now who are in the top 10, they do still consider him to be the best and number one in the world.
So enough about chess, and now let's talk about Nandini. So Nandini, so I have known you as a Nandy for a long time. Calling you Nandini seems you know kind of weird, but it will work for this episode. So Nandy, so what are your some of the hobbies except for the chess?
As I mentioned at the start, I love playing sports. I played till I reached my college. In college, also, I played for my college university. I played table tennis and badminton, and chess, of course, which I'm not including. And yeah, I mean, I love swimming. I did not participate in the events because it was always clashing with some chess event. At that point of time, the college events would be the same time. But I had the habit of always going, just swimming for an hour as a membership and just come back home. So yeah, I love those things, but I can't really pursue them. I don't have a swimming pool at home. I don't have a table tennis at home. I can't pursue those over here. So other than that, I read. I love reading books. I Books meaning I also listen to them on Audible, and yeah, I love art, and I actually love clothes, like fashion, and like so many things. I mean,
Like Nandini is a kind of person like you can talk about anything with her. Like you want to talk about books, yeah, Nandini is your option. You want to talk about the clothes, Nandini is your option. You want to talk about games, Nandini is your option. Like bro, what you don't like? Tell me what is the one thing you don't like?
cooking.
Honestly, I was expecting you were going to say cooking.
No, I wouldn't say I don't like it, but I don't prefer it. It's like one of my least options. I would not go every day and do it, and I would dislike it. Once in a while, I go and I do something is that's
Same, yeah.
acceptable. I like doing it.
Yeah, so once in a while it's a good, but it's when it's become an everyday thing, you start to hate it. No, just like a
Yeah, it's
chess.
because you should. No, not really. See, because it's like if you naturally like something, then you
Mhm.
wouldn't hate it, right? But cooking is not something I enjoy. Let's put it that way. I don't enjoy it. Once in a while, I make myself happy. I made this, I made that. But usually, even now, Anurag does all the cooking. He cooks for me all the time. So I do very less of it.
So since you mentioned Anurag, you told me your how was your your first date with Anurag, how it went. And your story is really amazing. Uh, and then I told you my first date story. So my audience doesn't know it. So basically, it was a girl invited me to a date. She didn't show up. I waited for her for like 3 hours. She didn't show up. I drank 6 cups of coffee. Wasn't able to sleep that night. Why? I was two reasons. Why? Because I got dumped. Not a dump, ghosted on first ever date.
Stood
And
up.
second one was I drank 6 cups of coffee. And so I took that trauma and made it into a stand-up set. And whenever I tell this on a stage, there are some people who might get like upset, oh poor soul and everything. And I just tell them, why are you getting sad? Here I'm feeling nostalgia and you guys are getting sad. So you told me that your first date was boring. It was typically not a date, but it was a date.
Yeah, see, the point is, um, I remember like we met once. I didn't tell you the whole story,
Yes.
but my brother wanted to go on a date. Okay.
Okay.
So with his girlfriend, he wanted to go on a date.
Okay.
And well, my parents at that point of time didn't know. He told them soon later, after a while,
Okay.
after a few months. But he didn't, they didn't know at that point of time. And well, how would he go out? So he said, because my brother and I are very close. We always go
Mhm.
out together. We used to go out together everywhere, spend time together, go to places.
Yeah.
So my brother told my mom that, well, I'm going out with her. And then I cannot be in the house when he's going out with me. So I had to go out. And what am I going to do going out? So then my brother said, why don't you go and meet Anurag? So then, okay, I said, fine, I'll spend the afternoon with Anurag. So I came all the way here by bus. I traveled 40 kilometers because of my brother. I met Anurag for a while and then I went back home.
So because of your brother, you guys are together now.
um, I wouldn't say that. That was
Okay.
just because I think there was already it was already one-sided from that point of time. Before that itself,
Okay.
there was already something from his side. So
Okay.
this was just something adding to it, just some extra time.
Okay. So you told me you guys went on a first proper date after the 7 years of Anurag liking you.
Yeah,
So
that's
guys,
right.
I'm just saying one thing. There is a hope. Yeah, like Anurag can wait 7 years, so you can wait. Yeah, you can wait. Anurag waited 7 years. Like, look at him now. He's happy. Look at him. Like, he got a really great life partner because he waited. you know,
Yeah, patience
yeah,
is the key, no?
yes, patience is the key. Yes, that's why you should play chess because chess will teach you how to stay patient.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you earlier said you like reading books. What was the recent book you read?
um, think like a monk, I think.
Okay, think like a monk. I have it right here with me. I'm actually
Yeah.
reading it. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
actually
I love
reading
the
it right
book.
now.
I love the
It's
book.
it's a really great book written by Chase. He has a really great insights in here in that book, and actually he quite often mentions Bhagavad Gita in that as well.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, so you know, and recent book I have finished. It was P.S. I Love You,
Oh, is
and
it?
yeah, so it's a funny story actually. So
I
there
watched the
is this.
movie.
Yeah, I have watched the movie, but the funny story is that there is this my friend of mine, not a friend of mine, a person I met on one of the open mic I was doing, and they told me that they have this page on Instagram and they rent out the books if you want to read. And I was like, yeah, that's a great. Then they gave me the spreadsheet, and I said they wrote there was a this spreadsheet. I looked at, and there was this PS I love you, and Nietzsche, there is a underneath the right? The book, and then there is underneath written another text, and it said a book to master your brain. I was like, wow, I have never heard about this book. I really need to read this book. It sounds like a self-help book, and it says a book to master your mind. And P.S. I love you. I thought it's a book on self-love. And when I received the book, I was like, so man, I got fooled. Since then, I'm
Oh, it
like,
must be a good book. It must be a good book regardless.
it was a good book. It was a little cheesy love story. It was a cheesy love story because, and I'm not a huge fan of cheesy love stories. There is a, on Netflix, love romantic movies. Those are usually the, romantic cheesy love stories about teenagers. I don't like any of them. And but recently I saw a movie on Netflix called The In Between, and it was the first romantic movie produced by the Netflix I really like. So if you are
Uh,
watching this, you need to watch The In Between. Yeah, it's a good movie.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's a movie about ghosts, love story, car accident. What else you need? Like, so, and then recently I read a book called Oh Shit, Not Again. Yeah, it's
I've
a
not read
comedy book.
that one.
Yeah, it's a comedy book. So if you had to say your favorite book you have read so far, what is that one book?
Hmm. I don't have a favorite. That's the point of it. The books that come to my mind right now. Think Like a Monk. The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. I really like that one too.
That was my
Then
first ever book.
is it?
Yes.
Then Atomic Habits. I really loved it. Um, there's another one. The first book that I read, I think, was "Screw It, Let's Do It." that was a very motivational book because it was an autobiography.
Now I have
So
to
it's a very
write it
tiny
down.
book. Yeah, I will be having it here. Okay, I don't know where it is. Okay, yeah, it's there. It's there. I'll have to pick it up though. It's Screw It, Let's Do It by Richard Branson. So yeah, you can definitely check it out. I really liked it, and I was very motivating to me when I was reading the book. I was feeling so good about myself.
So that same thing happened with me when I read The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I was like, yeah, everything is fucked here. Let's do it. Everything is fucked. And after 2 years, he released a sequel of that book called Everything is
Yeah,
Fucked.
I have both the books here with me.
Actually, I have all the books here right now. Yeah, just let grab it. The thing like a monk is right here for those.
I love that one. Yeah.
Actually, it's a really great and fat book. Not fat
Yeah,
shaming
but
anyone.
it's really nice. It's really
Yeah.
good.
And the
Especially
book.
those chapters on gratitude and I mean all the chapters. But it's like I used to hear it. I hear it in the mornings. Usually, I listen to books or read in the morning, and then my whole day is positive after that. It kind of goes. You start your day well, it continues well.
So I really love your reels you post on Instagram. They are very, informative and very motivating.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that everything is exactly my thought. It's not completely original. Some of them are. Some reels are just my words where I'm sitting out in the balcony, something comes to my mind, and then I just note it down. But some
Yeah.
others are basically the point is it's not easy to be original in this world. So anytime I see a thought, for example, a line, a quote from a book which I like, and then I make a paragraph of it, around it, then I write my wordings around it, and then I speak it out. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Recently you
the idea
posted a
is taken
story.
from a book.
Yeah. Yeah, recently you posted a story and I replied, कहाँ से इतने सारा ideas लेके आते हो? And you told me that you just sit in balcony and you think about it, then you just write it down.
Yeah, because I try to spend a good amount of time outside, especially during the sunset. I make it a point during the golden hour to take the rays over on me. So I'm always sitting outside when it's sunset, and I look at the birds, look at nature. I just sit down, think, have some patience, just
Yeah,
watch things around
and
without my phone.
in my case, right after like 12 o'clock, the ideas start running through my brain, and I just wake up and take a diary and write it down everything. I have wrote my all of my sets like that, all of my stand-up sets, all of my podcast ideas, all of my YouTube ideas, all of the everything. Many things are in my phone. Many things are in my notebook, and and I'm when and the next day I wake up, I used to forget about it. Like what the hell I was thinking about the earlier in the night. It keeps on
Yeah, it's
happening.
very important to note down the ideas because they do not remain in throughout.
So have you ever read Chetan Bhagat?
I have actually.
Why?
I have. I remember
I'll,
once. I remember once. This was when I was way younger, though. I think I was 18 years old. I was not very broad-minded at that point of time. I've improved over time. Over I think the past 10 years, a lot. I've evolved as a person. At that point of time, I think I read the book. I don't remember which one. Two States, I think it was. I read three-fourth of the book. It was a train journey. So I was traveling. It was a long train journey. I don't know from Goa to Chennai or Goa to the north. I don't remember. And we have a player from Goa, Ritwis Parab. He is about 2300, almost 2400. He's a very good friend. So his mom loves reading. So she was having that book and she
okay.
completed it. So I just asked, like, I had nothing to do. It was a long journey. So I started reading. I read three-fourth of the book though, but then I didn't finish it. I didn't feel like finishing it. I didn't complete it.
So I have read Chetan Bhagat as when I was in my 10th vacation during my 10th vacation,
Hmm.
and recently I have read this book, Chetan Bhagat's latest book, The Girl in Room 105. And the reason why I read it because it was a new year, and the light department be like, yeah, we want to be bitch on New Year, and we want to ruin someone's New Year, and they just cut off the electricity for the whole building and for 5 hours, and I had nothing to do. Even my phone was dead. So what I did, I started looking for books to read in my house, and I was at my brother's house at that time, and the only book that he had, it was this, and it was my sister-in-law's
Okay.
book. I read this book 90%, and then I was like, no man, I don't want to read it.
Oh wait, there's actually another book I read a little of it, one-fourth of it. I think Half Girlfriend. But then I didn't want to complete it. I left it there.
I have
So
never finished a Chetan Bhagat book ever.
I've just had two attempts, but I think Two States overall was good. I mean, the concept and
I have
marrying. It's not easy. It's not easy to get married to somebody from a completely different. Uh, yeah, it's not easy.
it's
I
a
understand families don't make it easy at all. So I think even they came up with a movie, which is a good thing.
yes.
The book was decent, I believe, but I was way too young, so I can't really give a proper review. I can't remember.
Yeah, so even I have read only two books of Chetan Bhagat and never finished both of them. And as I said earlier, the Zoom is like Zoom hates people and they want to make money. Even they've made a 40-minute limits to one-on-one meeting. You can see it up here. The remaining meeting time 4 minutes.
Oh wow, how come? It
Yeah,
doesn't happen to me though, but
yeah.
okay.
So Zoom is like Zoom hates people, and Zoom is after all it's a private company. They don't care about people. They just want to make money. That's why they said, yeah, you had a privilege to talk to a person for hours on our meet app. Now, if you want to talk to them for more than 40 minutes, you have to pay.
Or you can always join, you can always just join the call again, right? It's no big deal. That's what I
So
do.
yeah, so that's what I was going to do. I'll be back in just few minutes. I'll leave the meeting, and I'll be coming you back. assign a new host. Oh, so no, that's why I prefer Discord and OBS. But my laptop hates it. It starts, So we were dissing Chetan Bhagat, and we started dissing Zoom.
I see. The point is, I know that there are like there'll be millions of people who enjoys writing, and as I said, I have not read any of his books now at this age.
Mhm.
Earlier, as I said, I was not very open-minded, so there were things I did not like at that point of time. But I
Mhm.
think I've evolved as a person. But I've not tried reading any books of his right now because I'm reading a different genre of books completely. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
and his recent
probably
books,
sometime.
yeah, his recent books are, it was a mystery book. It was a murder
Hmm.
mystery. The girl in this book, yes, this book, The
Yeah, yeah, the
Girl
one
in Room
you mentioned.
105. Yes, it was supposed to be a murder mystery. And why my webcam is lagging, I don't know. So it was supposed to be a murder mystery, and the plot was so predictable. Everyone was able to predict who was the murderer and how he did it.
Okay.
Yeah, and the story is like, I a, a person who graduated from IIT is not able to find a job. Like, bro, that's the
Hmm.
biggest lie ever. A person graduated from IIT will always be able to find a job. And the second is he was able to find a job, but in a tuition classes. And
Yeah,
recent,
that's
and
not
then
bad actually. You earn a lot.
that's a funny thing. He was making almost no money due from that, and and after that he becomes a private detective.
Oh, oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So you are not missing out on anything. So, so this we were talking about this book earlier, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, and the second book is Everything is Fucked. And this book is pretty much fun itself. You can see it by the cover. So I used to take this book to my college with me, and one day my ball pen exploded, and all of my books got ruined. And it was
I see.
yeah, and this book was one of
And
them.
exactly on that word.
Yes, exactly on that word. And it was like, I don't know if it was a good thing or bad thing. So this book was actually, this book is actually overshadowed by its previous version. Like this, according to me, is this book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. It's a very overrated book.
I don't know.
I because I have read this one. It has a
Yeah. I
more
have to
in depth.
read both.
Yes, yeah, I have read this one, and it's a very much underrated. It gets foreshadowed by his, older brother. Yeah, older brother is the
Yeah.
right word. Since you
Yeah.
have
I
siblings,
understand.
yeah, you have siblings, that.
No, but I'm
Yeah,
not the one who, but I've never been the one overshadowing my sibling. It's always been my sibling overshadowing me.
yeah,
So
I've
it's
been there.
different for me.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been there because I had a ask why I'm saying had I still have an older brother, and he topped in 10th, he topped in 12th. He got into a grade B school. He got into a good B engineering college, and that I was always like told that be like your brother. I was always my brother. I was always under my brother's wing, like in his shadows. And the same thing
It
has
happens.
happened with and the same thing has happened with this
Uh,
book.
yeah, it's understandable. It
Yeah,
happens.
and actually, guys, we are running out of time. Nandini only told us that she has a 40 minutes. Thank you for staying for this long. Yeah, once again, thank you for
No problem.
joining us. Thank you for joining us, telling us something about, now we feel like whoever watches this, we might feel like we know Nandy Chess a little bit better.
Yeah, hopefully, I'm actually glad. I think this was fun. Uh, and yeah, hopefully you can reach 500,000 subscribers very, very soon. All the best on that.
500, what, five? Bro, I have only 125 subs.
Yeah, yeah, 500 to 1,000, I meant.
Okay. Like 500,000.
No, no, baby steps first. I believe
Yeah,
in baby
baby
steps
steps.
always.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before you go, do you have any, message to give to the listeners?
A message. I should have thought
Yes.
about this earlier. A message. Okay, one thing is, in general, I don't think too many people spend time outside. We are usually on our phones, on
Yes.
the computers. So yeah, we should be spending a bit extra time outside because of pandemic. I think it's increased a lot of time people just spend in front of gadgets. Let's put it that way. So yeah, keeping your phone aside, I think every day it's good to spend some time out, which I will be doing after some time. I've got some work, and after that, I will be sitting out with the sunset. I usually do not stream or do anything at that time, so I'll spend my half an hour out today at least. And
Yeah.
yeah, that I think everybody should be doing.
So, Nandy's Instagram, Nandy's YouTube, Nandy's other YouTube, and her Twitch, everything will be linked below. Go and follow, and if you're going to her stream from my channel, just say you came from here. So, yeah. And once again, Nandhini, thank you for coming once again. And yeah,
No worries.
thank you for your
Thank
time.
you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Bye.
Bye, bye, bye.